Hello everyone. Hi everyone. How are you doing? I hope we're all doing well. We will continue to read The One and Only Bob. Guys, we are almost done. We are almost done and I'm super excited because it's been an adventure with you guys. I hope you guys been listening well and paying along, paying attention with me as we are reading The One and Only Bob by Catherine Applegate. Please take the opportunity to remember back a little bit on what we read and just let's continue reading, okay, guys? Sorry. So we're gonna continue on with our book, and we are in part three of the novel. It looks like this, and then we're going to start. Looking. Evan used to ask me what I did when I wasn't hanging around the Exit 8 Big Top Mall and Video Arcade. I wasn't like the rest of the animals, cage trapped. I told him I was scrounging for food, and he never questioned it. When you think about it, though, where's a better place to find food than on the floor of a mall at the end of the day? Yeah, I wasn't looking for food. I was looking for her, for Boss. What if, at first, I didn't admit it to myself? You know how it is when you wish for something so bad you're afraid to say it out loud. Because what if it never happens? I know the odds were crazy long. I knew I was nuts, and yet I went out day after day searching for her. Six. There's been six of us in the litter. So why was I was only looking for her? Because it was her bark I've heard. After the box landed, even after the truck rolled past, I heard her. A winkle bark howl cry, something I've never heard since. She survived, at least at first. I survived. The rest of them didn't. Relieved. And what did I do? When I heard that bark, did I run toward it? Did I try to find her? To save her? No. No. I just saw a few weeks old, helpless, useless. Their cries stopped almost as soon as they started, and you know what? Part of me was relieved. I didn't want to have to go back into that highway. I couldn't bear wanting to rescue her and not knowing how. I didn't want to see her die, but mostly I was afraid. Coward. I was afraid. A coward. There's certain freedom that comes with owning your fault. The wind. Every day I went looking for Boss, up and down, that same barren stretch of highway. Sometimes I'll catch a hint of something hopeful on the air and think it's my sister's scent. I'd be certain the breeze had brought me her voice, like an invisible gift. The wind can really mess with your head. Enough. After a while, I stopped going to the highway, stopped looking. It was a relief to give up. I had enough to worry about. My paddles. As I ran from the park, I kept hearing my sister's yelp in my head. Still, with every step, my doubt grew. Sometimes we hear what we want to hear. The Emma shelter is closed just down the street, but there's nothing quick about the trip. Water rushes past us like a raging river. The sun bends, swallowed by black clouds. I pick my way through muddy front yards, avoiding the worst of the water. I ain't much of a swimmer. Doesn't come up much in line of work, though I do a passable dog paddle. The problem is my paddles. My paws are tiny. Not much to work with when you're fighting a flood. I see a couple of humans with flashlights carving tunnels in the sheeting rain, but most of the train seems eerie, abandoned, especially after the chaos of the park. The shelter is at the bottom of the slack hill. Rain pulled outside the front door despite a pile of southern sandbags. A police car is out front, parked at an odd angle. I found some footing on a large rock near the door. Takes me three slippery tries, but I managed to leap into the topmost sandbag. I bark with all I've got, but I might as well be voiceless between the wind and the rain and the howling animals begging for escape. Inside. I pause to listen. I hear humans shouting, and I can make out what sound like police radio chatter. But I don't hear boss. I'm right here, right at the source. Nothing. It wasn't her bark I heard. She's dead and I'm crazy hearing fins and drenched and shivering. And where's Julia? Where's George? Hey little guy, the door is open, just a crack. Every bone in my body, every small part of my doggy brain says, run. Wow. This is an animal shelter. A flooding one, apparently. My sister isn't here. And I still have to find George and Julia. The door moves. Swoop. The loop comes down and comes my neck so fast that for a moment, I don't know what it is. It's like a cowboy lasso, the kind of old western movie I used to watch with Ivan. But this lasso is at the end of a long metal handle. And at the end of the long metal handle is a man. Stay. I'm inside the bow wow big house. The hound pound. The pet pokey. Oops. The return of Snickers. Yay! The man pulls me along with his lasso. I decide not to argue. We enter a small room stacked with animal-filled metal cages, and I'm assaulted by howls and hisses. The cold water on the floor slushes as we walk, just skimming my belly. As bad as my smeller is, I suddenly pick up one distinctive odor. It's like the world's worst perfume. The kind old ladies emit. The kind old people spray on their dogs to camouflage the lovely dog stink. This kind. The kind Snickers went. I catch a glimpse of her in the upper cage. Bad waggle, bow in her droopy hair. Snake baby, fancy meeting you here, I say. You look good behind bars. Hairbrained, she replies. Hey, calls the rabbit two cages down. What's your language? Mac couldn't deal with you, asked Snickers. He brought me here because he thought it would be safer. Seems he may have been mistaken, I say. Carefully grabbing my scarf, Cowboy lifts me into an upper cage. He pulls the lasso loose and shuts the barren door. I'm not happy, but it's a relief to be out of my noose. Oh great, another one, calls a woman wearing tall rubber boots. She pauses in the doorway. I thought we were 20 people away. People, yes, said Kawa, but this pup came solo. TikTok folks, says an older ruddy-faced officer. He's holding a radio in one hand and flashlight in the other. You are running out of time. We hear ya, but first we got to move everybody who's lower level, good sight. Last hurricane we had 2 feet to deal with. I swear they're getting worse. Climate change, says the office. What you gonna do? More than what we're gonna do, says Wood. That is much for sure. I moved the dogs from room 2, Cowboy offers. There are only a couple on the bottom level. We're out of cage though. We'll have to double up. But that little filmer in with the new guy, says Boo. They look like twins. I'm shivering, and it's not because I'm cold. I press my hurt nose to the metal bars. I smell something I do. I hear something I do. Cowboy returns, dog in arms, a bark, that bark. The door to my cage opened. Hey, I said automatically, even as my heart is already whispering the truth to me. They call me Bob. They call me Bob, says the voice, but now I know. Of course I know. And I'm howling with joy. Oh, they call me Boss. Oh my god! I'm sorry, y'all. They call me Boss. I'm sorry, it wasn't Bob, it was Boss. Oh my goodness. Boss! Anyways, alive. Guys, I gotta cry. Alive. Thunder claps, shutters fly, windows rattle, rattle rushes, dog whimper, cat howls, people yell, and all I can hear is my sister's voice. Boss is alive, guys. Boss is alive. Catching up. Oh my goodness. We lick each other, sniff, yelp, circle, rustle. Neither of us was ever the touchy-feely sort. But sometimes you gotta let it all out. Wow, said Cabo watching us. You think they know each other? Tough. Boss isn't anything like I remember. She's scrawny and flea covered. Her left ear has a big notch on it. Her fur is dull. Her body is scared. Her tail cut short. Oh no. I'm afraid to ask how that happened. She clearly had it tough, really tough. I thought I heard you bark, I said, but then it stopped. Figured I was crazy. I was napping. And this chaos ass? I can sleep anywhere. It's a gift. Buzz nibbles on a toenail. Funny thing is, I was having a dream about you. Must have carved a wave of you in my sleep. I can't stop staring. Buzz here with me. What? She asks me when she catches me looking at her. I was wondering, I said, about your life. Do you have, anybody? You mean like humans? Nope. She gives me a flick of her stubby tail. Never have, never will. You've been on your own this whole time? I flash on my cushy bed, my lovely football, the way everybody knows just how I like my ear scratches. Yep. How'd you end up here? I was screening for food, just had another little and I was tired of my game. Animal control got me. She licks the nasty cuts on her front paw. Wait, my ear picks up. So you have puppies? This could make an uncle, a dog uncle, on top of being a honorary elephant uncle. Had the last batch 7, maybe 8 weeks ago. She scratches her flea. Last batch, I repeat. You mean you have others? Yep. What happened to them? Don't know. It's like they come home for the holidays, Bob. Boss lies down on the old towel lining our cage. Or should I call you Rowdy? She considers. Nope. No, I like the sound of Bob better. Me too. Anyways, Bob says, mostly they're dead, I guess. You never know though. Maybe a few got rescued. Wow. She's yes. She's so matter of fact she resigned. That this last little while I thought I was into something. Found this little car, those ones that look like a big old bug. Abandoned right down by the creek near the bridge, easy access to a hole in the floorboard, blankets in the back seat, she pauses, all the amenities. How many puppies? I asked. 3, but only one survived, a male. The other 2 were pretty sickly and well, you know. Something crashes in the front office. Sounds like a window has broken. We gotta get out of here, an orange strapped cow howled. He throws himself against the front of his cage, then pokes his paw, grabbing for the latch. I'm too young to die. When they caught me, Boss will continue ignoring the cow. I begged for the puppy to sit tight. Wait, told him I'll be right back. She said, nice. Last thing you'll ever hear was a lie. What's his name, the puppy? She looks at me as if like I asked her if she's ever been on the moon. I don't know them, Bob. Just makes it harder. Below us, the water slowly rising, filling the empty lower cages. We watch the humans rush back and forth, carrying buckets as if they can stem the tide. There's nothing to do, nothing to say, and nowhere to go. Not right. I stare at my sister and try to imagine all the pain she's endured. And here I thought I got into the world here. To lose your pups, to wander alone, to struggle for every drop of water, every crumb of food. I mean, I experienced a little of that, but Ivan and Stella kept me going. And then Julia and her family. Why me? What's so special about me? Is it really that I'm more resilient, that I've made my own luck, and I'm somehow better than boss, more deserving? It's not right. Not right you should have had it worse than me. But if you want to talk about not right, you and I both had it a whole lot better than our siblings, Boss said. I will never forgive those people for what they did to us, I said with a clenched jaw. Really? Bob seemed surprised. If I held on to that much anger, I'd never get out of bed. Not that I've ever had a real bed, she sniffed at the towel beneath her feet. This towel kinda nice actually. I look at her in disbelief. You're one of those? Those dogs must forgive no matter what types? She almost looked amused. Well, it is kind of our things, right? When someone does something hurtful, they have to admit it, I say. Then they have to be punished for it. And maybe then, if they apologize and change, maybe, then they get forgiven. All I know is I've done lots of bad stuff in my life, Bob. I've had to forgive myself plenty, just to get through the day. Boss kisses at me with her wise warrior eyes, and I figure I'm going to forgive myself. I better be ready to cut everyone else some slack too. Evacuate now. Look, said the officer, you need to evacuate now. It's mandatory. We can't just leave these animals. Cabo sticks his finger in the orange cake couch. The cat rubs against her, purring like his life depends on it. Which it kinda does. The officer said, you don't have a choice. We can't just leave them, says Boo. And I had to applaud her enthusiasm. Even as I wonder why she risked her life for us. There's no explaining humans. Just got the worst worried the bridge over Big Fort Creek collapsed. The officer says, you gotta move. Go slap her finger. Wait, you have a cop car, right? Yes, I have a vehicle, ma'am, says the officer. But the ways the roads are looking probably not for long. Okay, says Bar. So we evacuate every last dog and cat and Gerber we can get in your car. The officer pursues his lips. And take them where exactly? Shelter the high school. That's why we've been sending people. They're not really set for it, but once we started flooding and the elementary school stopped taking pets, they agreed to do what they can. The officer grumbles, considers, goes for it. The two human loads cats, dogs, parakeets, hamster, one after another into the police car. Some are in cages and some, including a couple of unhappy cats, on a tug of war string. Finally talked to him. Looks like there's none of us left. Car full and then some. The officer reports struggling to shut the shelter front door against the rising water. We are finally out of the room. Cowboy look at us, his eyes straight. Don't worry, fellas, we'll be back, he sniffles, I promise. You think we should leave the cages open, at least give him a fighting chest? Asked Bruce, in case, you know. Sure, but they couldn't handle this current. I can barely stand up. Cowboy shakes his head. Look, I borrowed my brother's bass boat. We'll come right back. Hopefully the water doesn't get much higher than this. Okay then, Bootsy gives a grim nod. Stay calm, friends. Like that's an option. Preparing for the worst. The wind slows for a moment and then the room goes silent. We stare at the black pool swirling the cage below. It shoots our ship like a pink sort of floats past. It's just us and a whole lot of water. I checked out the group, two cats, one bunny, six dogs, including Snickers, Boss, and me. There's nowhere to jump, no tables, no cabinet, no space above the upper cages. And as Campbell pointed out, the current is probably too strong for us to tackle anyways. Folks, don't give up hope, you heard them, I said. They're coming back for us. No way are they coming back, says his sad-faced Biggle Mix. Give me a break. You never know, I say. I am such a lousy liar. Oh yes we do, my sister mutters, just loud enough for me to hear, and we show it. Look, look. Chances are the water won't get too much higher, I say. But just to be on the safe side, pile up anything you have in your cage. Bowls, towel, toys, towels. Who died and made you pack leader? Asked a big mutt with a spraying out. Well, it beats howling like a baby's, I say, and instantly I remember landing on straight domain. Howling like a baby is exactly what I did. I had a dog biscuit this morning, bigger than you, says Grey Muzzle. What about me? Someone squeals. Does the bunny get to vote? Hold on, Thumper, says the orange cat. This clearly is a job for a higher felon intellect. No, the sharp voice rises above the din. Listen to Bob. He's annoying and his IG lives a lot to be desired, but I've seen him get himself out of all kinds of scrapes. Thanks for the puff snakes, I say, especially that kind was out of my order. The wind groans, and something metallic hit the side of the building. Before silence again, waiting for more. The wind rattles, the walls shudder. It's like the building is scared as the rest of us. So, Snickers says, breaking the gloom, you heard Bob. Start stacking. How about my little box? Bob, my little box, asked a small white cat with green eyes. Would that work? Sure, I say. Use anything. The goal is to get as high as you can. And then what? Asked the young Dash Young. Worst case, we swim for it, I say. That's actually not the worst case, says Bunny. No one asks what it is. We already know. A question. We do all we can do, which is a much. The wind hammers, the wind shrieks, siren comes and growing distant. I wonder what Ivan and Ruby are doing. And what George and Julia? Where are they? How are they? Boston's very calm. Selfas is all jerky. She looks the way I want to feel. Before long, the water is lapping into the floor of our cages. It's ice cold and moving quick. 1 inch, two. Every now and then someone whimpers or moans, but mostly we're quiet. If you can stand on your hind legs, guys, do it. Climb on anything you got, I suggested. I turned to Bob. When I say go, I want you to climb on my back. I'll buy you a little time, maybe. No, wait. Please, I need to do this. Bob just stares at me. She's so thin I can see everywhere. To make it up to you, I add. What are you even talking about, Bob? I look away. I'm sorry. I'm not sure where my words are taking me. I could have, I should have saved you, boss. Saved me? The thing is, I heard you on the highway and I should have. My voice trails off. I step for myself. Bob, we were puppies. Tiny puppies. Don't be ridiculous. How exactly were you going to save me? I don't know, but I could have tried. We both did what we had to do, Boss nudged me gently. Boss, this is crazy. I can't seem to forgive myself. I whispered it, but I know she hears me. Beneath the water, I feel a paw on mine. I forgive you. Okay? That not that you need it, mind you. One condition though, I nod. Wait. You have to forgive yourself too. Again I nod and slowly but surely something fine and warm begins to fill my heart. Romeo. Before I can say anything more, Snickers calls my name. Bob, dear, there's something I want you to know. Bob winks at me. Listen up, brother. I'm sure Snickers, I call. What's up? Snickers made a little clicking noise. I've kept this lock inside me all this time, but now, facing the end, I feel the need to unburden myself. Really, Snake, I say quickly. There's no need for that. The thing is, Snickers paused for dramatic effect. I love you, Bob. I always have. I love the way you're cute. Little tail gets all curled up between your legs when you're embarrassed. I love the way you hum to yourself when you chew your kibble. I love the way you drool when you take a nap. I love, I love. I think I'm getting the picture, Snake. Thanks. That's awfully, that's awfully nice of you to say. And Snicker says, Boss can't hide her amusement. Go ahead, Bob. She whispers. What? What? Can it hurt? Well, I'm gonna die anyway. Bobo, Snicker calls. yeah, sure. I think you're pretty swell too, Snake. And what is it that you love about me? I close my eyes, take a deep breath. But those pink boots of yours, those are cool. And I swear I'm trying, but I'm totally drawing a blank. In fairness, the water's up to my belly and my teeth are shattering so loud I can hear myself think. And I begin, oh come on, how hot is it? Yells the bunny. Who's pushed on part of wet Timothy hay? She's a looker and she's smart and she's way too good for the likes of you. Try that, Romeo. You're looking, you're smart, and you're way too good for the likes of me, I repeat. Seko let's out a corner side. That wasn't so hard, was it, boss? Boss asked, I groaned, sis, you have no idea. What a mess. An interesting life. An awful noise comes like a tree trunk splitting in two. When we watch in disbelief, a piece of roof the size of a great stain simply vanishes. Rain gushes through the hole in a torrent. Boss, I say, it's time to jump on my back. And that's a good idea because why exactly? Because maybe you'll get your turn, I said. Your chance to having things go your way. I had an interesting life. I want you to have one too. Bob, at your best, at best, you're buying me a couple extra minutes, boss. Sis, I'm like 30 seconds older than you. You're not the boss of me. Oh, please. Why? Just because you're a guy? I could take you down in a second with 3 paws tied behind my back. If you get out of here, and I don't, I continue doing her. There's a place I want you to go. Sit in the front porch, wait for the humans who live there. Who are you kidding, Bob? We're about to both die. 3 blocks up, 4 houses down on the left, look for a big old tree. Guy named Nutway lives there. Nutway? She's suppressing a smile. Say it, I command. Fine, whatever. 3 blocks up, 4 houses down, Nutway. We go back and forth like that, arguing, mentoring, trying not to hear the tale of our cage mates, and I think maybe I'm starting to hallucinate a little. I'm starving and freezing and I feel kind of dizzy. All the smells and sounds are mingled together in a crazy as it may seem. I actually think I catch a whiff of Ivan. Well, that's kind of cool, I think. At least I'm remembering my mess buddy when I die. There are worse ways to go. Hey, the water lasts in my mouth, full, tasting, and frigid. Now, I say to my sister, get on my back now, I'm saving you, whether you like it or not. Something in my sharp voice scared her. I guess because she leaps right into my back with a horrified yelp. I blinked back muddy water, it's several presents blown before me. Still, I'm not entirely sure it's him until I get a real big old whiff of banana. Hey, Bob, says Ivan. Ivan! Giant monkey and sea monster. The screeches of terror are ear-splitting, and my poor ears have endured plenty by this point. Folks, I cried, relax, he's here to save us. Monkey! Screams the orange cat. Giant monkey! I beg your pardon, says Ivan. The birdling cowers in the corner of her cage. If King Kong is here to eat us, I'd rather drown. Sea serpent! Screams the beagle. An arched gray trunk glides past. Ruby, I explain. She's just tall enough to keep her head above the water. Ivan! Ruby! Snickers calls in a delighted voice. Over here, dears. Long time no see. Hey, Snickers, Ruby says. Snickers wagged her drenched tail puff. My, have you grown, sweetie? Excuse me, says Grandmother. But maybe that happy Runinia could wait till we're, not underwater? Ivan taps his chin. He's always slow, always deliberate. I like that about that guy. Except when I'm about to drown. We need to get all of you to higher ground, he says at least. But the current's tough to fight, even for Ruby and me. There's always the roof, I say, but it's damaged. Ivan nods. Seems there's a tree on it. Look, Uncle Bob, Ruby says. paddling back and forth. I mean, ill mermaid. Kid always make me smile. Good work, Ruby. I've got an idea, says Evan. It will take multiple strips, so I'm going to start with the smallest creatures and work from there. My sister gazes down at me from her perch on my back. You actually know this ape? He's my best pal. Evan and I go way back. A long pause follows. Bob finally says, you weren't kidding. You really have had an interesting life. To safety. One thing about being a silverback, the strength of 8 men thing can move come in handy. I will start with the bunny in the Dutch sun, one in each arm, along with 2 cats perched on his back, shoulder, and head. One more trip, this time with the beagle is Snickers, and then Boss, and we are on our way. Rudy holds tight to Grey Monster collar, and he managed to paddle alongside her, using Ruby as ballast. It takes a while to cross the street. The current swift and there's water up to Ruby's neck in places. Ivan, I asked reapproaching, did they find George and Julia? They're okay. A little banged up but fine. They made it to safety keeper's shed. She fell and blocked the door. I took back a sob of relief. George was out looking for you when Ruby and I left. How? How did you find me? Ruby saw which way you were running, says Ivan. And don't forget that gorillas never have great noses, Bob. Maybe not dog level, but not bad. We follow your stink, Uncle Bob would be explained. When we reached the far side, I see where Ivan had de- deposited out deposited our fellow inmates. The parking lots of Donut's shop, the light inside are off like everywhere else, but against a few flickering candles and people milling about. Come on, everybody, Ivan calls. Let's get you inside. I'm hoping these folks won't mind a bit of company. As we gather the entrance, Boss pauses. I'm gonna head out, she says, avoiding my gaze. What? I demand. I just found you. You can't leave now. She has it. The puppy. Thought maybe I'll check. I mean, I know he's probably gone. She looks at the muddy pavement. It's crazy, I know. Yes, I promise you. It is crazy. Besides, you're too weak, and your paw is injured. My voice growls urgent. Think about it, boss. What are the odds he he stayed in that car and waited for you? Who knows where he is right now? Yeah, she looked defeated. I suppose you're right. What's wrong, Bob? Ivans asked. My sister. Whoa, wait. This is your sister, Uncle Bob? Ruby interrupted, turning to Bob. Then that means you're my aunt. Boss had has a hub. Boss had has a puppy, I explained, stuck in the car near the bridge, I point with my nose. Ivan doesn't know his way around town the way I do. That way not far. She wants to try to find him, but well, he's probably long gone by now. I know my words are harsh, but I'm trying to protect Bob. No way the puppy is still alive. Ivan shook his chin. Why don't we get everyone settled inside, he suggested. Then we can figure this out. Never mind, bosses. Boss, right, it's not. Way too dangerous. Probably too late anyway, she takes a deep breath. It's not exactly the first puzzle I've lost. You think I'd be used to this by now, wouldn't you? I don't know what to say. I want to make her pain go away, but what can I do? I'm no bigger than Boss is, and certainly no smarter, and I've got my own problem. My busted nose, my aching foot, my angry stomach. Look out for numero uno. That's my motto for a reason. It kept me alive this long. Then, to my surprise, some full bloods. I'll go find him, and apparently, it's me. Yay. We will go, Ivan says. Yay, more swimming, Ruby cries. It's not safe, Ruby, I say. You have to stay here. And I promised Akilo I'd watch over you. I'll watch out for you. I made it this far, she says, doing her elephant pal face. I did not sight. It's exhausting. All this responsibility, this worry, this love. Promise you to stay close, I ask. She holds up her trunk. Elephant honor. Because Akilo will make a dog soup out of me if anything happens to you. Yuck, Ruby giggles. Hey, did you know I can almost do a somersault in the water, Uncle Bob? I haven't tapped politely on the door to the donut shop, but even a polite knock from a gorilla sounds like a visit from a wrecking ball. The door opens a crack. I think two or three people may have fainted, but we can't stay to find out. I hop into Ivan's shoulder and the three of us head out. I glance behind me to see Bob standing on the pavement, watching us. In the darkness and rain, I can't read her eyes, but I like to think there's hope in them. Traffic stop. We slug up a slight hill and around the corner. The traffic lights are off, and the traffic lights are out, and nobody seems to be on the street. That's until we cut through a stand of palm trees and come across some police officer in a slow-moving squad car. It's blue and red circling. Attention! One of the police officers announced over a speaker. This area is under mandatory evacuation order. Do not. The announcement stopped, and so does the car. Uh-oh, said Bobby. I think they spotted us. We're kind of hard to miss, Ivan points out. The car moves closer, so close that I can see drop jaws and bulging eyes. The car brakes to a stop. The driver's side door flies open. One of the officers jumps out. The other officer, a skinny young guy, follows the suit, but he looks annoyed. "What are you doing?" he says. "Don't be a hero. You could have stayed in the car where it's safe." "I am looking," says the driver into her radio receiver, "at a gorilla and an elephant, and the gorilla has a tiny dog on the shoulder, and no, I have not been drinking." They say the part got hit by a tornado, says the skinny officer, carefully aiming his pistol. "You can't really shoot a gorilla," driver says, and I like the way she's thinking. "Try me." "What's this crime exactly? Jaywalking?" "This thing, I love elephants," says the driver. "My daughter collects stuffed elephant, stuffed toys, not stuffed real ones." She listens to her radio for a moment. "Get animal control out here," says the skinny officer. "Get a van, get a moving truck, get a 747, I don't care." "Ivan," I whisper in my ear, "this is not looking good. You and Ruby gotta stay put. Don't make any sudden moves. No funny business, okay?" These guys are freaking out. Ivan sits down on the ground slowly, very slowly. Ruby settles next to him. The driver smiles. "Aw, that's so cute." Skinny officer nods, yeah, in a deadly kind of way. "I gotta do this," I said to my friend. "If you stay calm, they won't mess with you." "But Bob," Rory calls Ivan face, "you need us." "What I need is for you to stay alive," I replied. I can see that he isn't going to listen to reason, so I try a different approach. "Ivan," I say, "it's like this. Bob is my boss is my sister. I let her down once, and now what? I have a second chance. I'll explain later, but I need to do this." Ivan looked at the officer, guns drawn, and nods. "You are the one and only Bob." "Ah!" he says, "You got this far." I keep it to the air, into the vast unknown, just like Kimu did. Or maybe not quite so elegantly, but I do my best. Oh my goodness, we are almost done, guys. One last part is left until we finish the one and only Bob. I am super excited. I am super excited. This has been such a great experience. And I'm loving the ending. The ending is just bringing everything so good together. And I hope you guys are liking the book as well. Like I love the book. Thank you, Miss Kelly. This book is so good. Like it makes me feel young again. I really, really love this book. And I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. I'll see you guys on the last part. It was a nice, reading for you guys. There was been a lot of complication, but I'm really, really happy that God made a way for me to be able to read to you guys. Thank you again. Have a great day. Bye. See you next time.